Look, they're like peas in a pod. Different colours. Look. 2 different fields and 2 Celtic. Brilliant. Thank you for buying the DVD. I'm going to make certain that you get value for money. We'll be running through the controls and basic signal recognition. And by the end, you're going to have the confidence to go out in those fields and make your finds. Not bad, the nearest of Vespasian. Tell you what, you can nearly see him blinking. Do you know, I really enjoyed using the old XP machines. I didn't think it'd be bad. But these latest models, they've got a new motherboard which gives an increase in power. But in saying that, power is not everything. These also have a new filter system. With this filter system, you've got an increase in response speed and an increase in recovery speed. As a matter of fact, the Goldmaxx is 33% faster. And now alloy that to the power, and you've got a whole new ball game. Let's have a look at them. Right, the Goldmaxx power, the XP's flagship, the only one in the range what runs at 18 kilohertz. They utilise this to find the small stuff. We're talking Celtic and cut hammered here. This setup is how I normally test machines. I get used to controls and it gives me an understanding of the capabilities of the machine itself. The more you play around with the machine indoors, the less you play around with it where it matters, out in the field. If we start with the sensitivity, when you switch on the sensitivity, you're going to have a series of tones. This is the machine ear balancing, not ground balancing. There's no ear balance. All that is just checking the inductance and the resistivity of the coil and the ambient ear temperature. Set the control to 12 o'clock. Although it has a preset at 3 o'clock, that was fine on the Mark 1, not on this model. Now, why did I say that you should have the 12 o'clock position as a preset on the sensitivity? There are going to be a lot of occasions where you're not even going to get 12 o'clock position. You do have that extra power, but there are going to be times when you can't use it. Let me just show you something. This is the 12 o'clock position. I've got a Victorian Halfpenny. Look at the depth you're getting there. Now I'll show you with the sensitivity turned right the way back. That's where you were at 12 o'clock. That's virtually, that is on 0. Do not be frightened of turning this sensitivity back. There's going to be conditions there where you've got to. If you're in amongst the nails, bad mineralisation, the last thing you're going to get is depth. This little demonstration here, that's going to give you confidence when you're out in the field to turn it back. Knowing full well you will still find. Let's now move on to the threshold. Right, with this control, you've got 2 compartments. You've got auto and you've got iron threshold. The auto has a higher level of discrimination than the iron threshold. This is solely to alleviate the problem of coke. Turn the iron threshold right up full. you've got a signal. It won't discriminate that out. Put it into auto. Nothing whatsoever. The auto is really for situations where there is a lot of coke. Don't bother if you just got the odd piece here and there. You don't mind digging that. Like I say, it's signal recognition. You need everything on your side. Right. Come out of auto. And as I said, you turn it on full. It doesn't discriminate coke. So really just think to yourself, iron threshold is iron discrimination. On a low level, it will discriminate small iron. As you turn it up, it progressively discriminates larger and larger pieces of iron. It's as simple as that. Now if we move on to what I consider the most important control on this machine, the iron volume. Listen to this. I'll turn the iron threshold on full. I've got a piece of iron here, pulling it through loud and clear. Even if I turn it into auto, same response. Turn it back up to full. Just turn the iron volume up slightly. Now listen. But why is it called iron volume? If I turn it up full, this will tell you. It gives more of a volume. And here's the culprit. Right, just to show you. This also demonstrates that the leading edge of the coil is less sensitive than the rest of the coil. Use this in conjunction with the iron volume. If I move this object further away, although it's giving you this double tone, look at the difference. Once again, if I turn the iron volume down low, it comes through loud and clear. If in the eventuality you get a large piece of iron at depth, I'll show you how to overcome this when we're out in the field. So from this, we'll now jump on to the ground reject. This is not a ground balance system. It is a ground reject. They're totally different, although they reach the same objective. At the 12 o'clock position on the ground reject, this will reject rocks and pottery which are more mineralised than the surrounding ground. I've got a couple here, had these from the field. As you can see, the different sizes, some of them are quite large, but they all have one thing in common. They're mineralised, and another thing they can have in common is that they can also be magnetic. At the 12 o'clock position, if I turn this anti-clockwise, you'll get it sounding out, but the 12 o'clock, it's gone. As regards the magnetic properties, now being magnetic, bear in mind that that coil is giving out an electromagnetic field. Imagine what that is doing to that electromagnetic field. But if we turn it back again, if you can get to understand and recognize that signal, you can grab a little bit extra depth by turning your ground reject around about 11 o'clock. That will give you just that extra edge. Your machine will still be stable. It only becomes unstable when you try and grab too much. It's as simple as that. That's just about all I can say about the ground reject. So now we'll move on to the silencer switch. Right, with the silencer switch, this is a 3-position flick switch. Up for 0 silencer, middle 1, down for 2. But this also acts as another function. This has dual